Hey everybody, it's Mr. Bradley here, and in this video we're going to go over equivalent ratios and tables, just go through a couple of brief examples, and then I'm going to have you guys do a learning path on Canvas so you can progress through examples at your own pace, and if you get something wrong you could watch a video on how to do that problem and then try again to unlock the next level. So first, let's go through just a couple of brief examples here. So the types of problems that you're going to be working on today are going to look like this, where it says find the missing term in the pair of equivalent ratios. So I have this ratio of 4 to 9 and it's equal to 36 to something, and I need to figure out what that something is. So a good strategy to use is start with your 4 to 9 ratio, and then I like to do it underneath. You could do it side to side, but I like to write, this is 36 to blank, so I write a 36 to blank, and I think about it in terms like I would fractions, right? Like, how can I get from 4 to 36? And remember, it has to be multiplication or division because it's a factor, and 4 times something is 36, 4 times 9 is 36, so then I would just take the 9 times 9 to get that missing number, because I need both of them to change by the same factor. 9 times 9, of course, is 81. So a 4 to 9 ratio is equivalent to a 36 to 81 ratio, because it's times 9 times 9. Here's another one. This is 28 to 42 is equivalent to blank to 6. So again, I'll start off with my given ratio, which is 28 to 42. And then it's going to be equivalent to blank to 6. So I'm going to make it blank to 6. And I want to look at the side where I have the numbers. I have the 42 and the 6, so I need to ask myself, what am I doing to 42 to get it down to 6? Now, since it's going down, I'm going to be dividing here. I'm going to be dividing 42 by something to get 6. So you can always divide. You could do 42 divided by 6 to see what that factor is. And when you do that, it's 7, because 6 times 7 is 42. So 42 divided by 7 is 6. So that's what I should be doing. I should be dividing both of these by 7. So 28 divided by 7 should be my answer. And 28 divided by 7 is 4. So it's a 4 to 6 ratio. And it doesn't matter that that's also a 2 to 3 ratio, like it could be reduced. It doesn't matter. I'm only looking for that missing number, and the answer is 4. Okay? One more before we change gears a little bit. Here is a 12 to 18 ratio, and that's equivalent to 8 to blank. So I'll do the same thing. I'll get that set up, and I'll use a 12 to 18, and that's equivalent to 8 to blank. So I'm looking at this 12, and I'm trying to get it down to 8, and here's where things get a little weird. There's no whole number that I can divide 12 by to get to 8. I could divide it by a fraction, or, well, fractions will make it bigger. I could multiply it by a fraction and get down there. So it's a little different. So what you should ask yourself in those situations is there something that I can do to this original ratio? Can I simplify it to maybe get to something that will allow me to easily see what I could set this equal to? So what I mean is, take your 12 to 18 ratio, try to reduce it. So you could reduce by whatever you want. I could reduce by 2 and get a 6 and a 9. I could reduce by 3 and I would get a 2 and a 3. And I can't reduce it any further. So this is the simplest form of that ratio, and I'm going to try to work off of that instead of working off of this, because this ratio can't get me right to 8, but a 2 to 3 can. So if I start back over and I do 2 to 3 now, and I'm looking to get to 8 to blank, and I look and I see, oh, okay, 2 can multiply to 8 now. See, now it's working. And 2 times 4 is 8, so then I would just do 3 times 4, so that has to be a 12. So this is 8 to 12, that was the missing number. Which actually makes sense, because if you look at this original one, see how 12 is 6 away from 18, so it's actually about a half more right? 18 is 1/2 of the first number more, and it's the same thing. Half of this is 4, and that would be 4 more than this original number. So they're maintaining that same proportional relationship, but an easy way to think about it is just see if you can simplify the ratio and then work off of the reduced ratio. And then the last types of problems that you're going to have to solve today involve equivalent ratios on tables. So this problem says a bread recipe uses 6 tablespoons of olive oil for every 4 cloves of crushed garlic. So here is a table that starts off with the left side is your olive oil and the right side is your garlic. So we're looking for equivalent recipes that will make this same bread. So the first one filled out is the 6:4 ratio, which is the one that they gave us in the recipe. Okay, 6 tablespoons of olive oil to 4 cloves of garlic. Now I have to fill in the missing boxes that will be equivalent. So looking at this is similar to the last ones we did. If you start with the 6, and I can see that it goes up to 24, I can multiply that by 4 to get to 24, right? 6 times 4 is equivalent to 24. So going over to the other side, then 4 times 4 would have to be equivalent to this, which of course is 16. So that's that missing blank there. 6 to 4 is the equivalent to 24 to 16. So then I'm going to go to the next box. Now here's where things get a little trickier. And if you look at the next box, I'm going from, I have the 18, which is the garlic, not the 6. I don't have the 6 side. So I'm really looking for, can 6 to 4 get me to blank to 18, just like on the last ones. And you'll notice that there's no whole number that gets me to 18. Now you might realize that it's times 4.5, but you might not, and you can divide and it's 4.5, you can multiply by 4.5, but a better strategy to use would be to see again if you can reduce that ratio to simplest form. So remember, we got a 6 to 4, that's our current ratio. Can we reduce it to simplest form? And obviously 6 and 4 are both divisible by 2, and that can reduce down to 3 to 2. So that is our simplest form of our ratio, which I'm going to change this on here to be a 3 to 2 ratio. Because now I could have gone to that 24 by just doing, I crossed out the 6 and I crossed out the 4, so now I'm doing 3 times 8 and 2 times 8. But the reason I'm going to use these numbers is because now I can get to 18. Because 2, so now I'm working off a 3 to 2 ratio, I'm trying to get to 18. And it goes in, right? 2 goes into 18. 2 goes into 18 9 times. Because 2 times 9 is 18. So I need to do times 9. I need to do 3 times 9, which is 27. So that's what this box is going to be. This is going to be a 27 to 18. And I was missing that 27. And then that last one has the same problem. 33, I wouldn't have been able to get there from 6. But I can get there from 3 with my reduced ratio. Because now I'm doing, instead of a 6 to 4 ratio trying to get to 33, to blank, now I'm doing, instead of that 6 to 4, I reduced it down to 3 to 2. And now I can say, oh, well that's just times 11, right? 3 times 11 is 33, so 2 times 11 is going to be that missing number, which is 22, okay? These are the types of problems that you're going to have to solve today through the learning path. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the learning path, start on the first quiz, and then every quiz you'll have to get right to unlock the next quiz. If you get it wrong, there'll be a very short video, like a minute long, that explains what to do, and then you can go back and try again to unlock each level. Your goal is to unlock all the levels and complete the entire learning path. Good luck.